So why do men fart louder than women? Because men have two speakers and a microphone. Hello everyone. Welcome to Dating and Development. If you know who I am, fair play. Hope we're all keeping well today. Hope that we are looking after ourselves and keeping mentally sane wherever we are in the world. And those who listen to this, thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. Make sure you hit subscribe right now. Just helps with the channel a lot. Now let's dive into it. I know I focus a lot on Irish dating and relationships on this channel, and that's perfectly fine because a lot of other channels out there do tend to focus on the American aspect of it. And you know, that's cool too, getting different viewpoints from different cultures in the world and everything else in between. So I thought, focusing a bit more on the Irish perspective might give people a broader sense of dating in Ireland and in Europe, should I say. So now we have this article here from the Independent.ie. It's an Irish newspaper that I don't read because I don't really read the paper, don't see the point in it, and it is aptly titled "Irish Men Need a Reality Check When Looking for Love," says dating boss. Well, actually Irish men don't really need much of a reality check. Maybe some people do, but that also goes for women. Women need a reality check too. It goes both ways. Don't get me wrong, we tend to get ourselves ahead of ourselves a lot. That is Rena Maycock of Intro. What Intro is, it is a matchmaking service in Ireland based in Dublin, and it's not too far from where I live. It's on one of the main streets in Dublin called Grafton Street, one of the high streets, where you have the Disney store and a lot of goth girls, the big beautiful smiles. Carrying on. One of Ireland's most high-profile matchmaking agencies has revealed it has turned down 75% of all men who apply to the site because of their unrealistic expectations in dating younger women. Now, let's just state something very obvious here. When a man is in his prime, in his later years, 35, 40, he can get younger women. I can't remember what book I was reading that had a graph of, for every year a man aged past like 35, is that he would get a woman who was still in her early 20s, between 20 and 25. But for a woman, when she was getting older, she was only getting men who were like 2 to 3 years younger. And men do want the younger women, and that's purely down to evolution. If a woman has a firm body, youthful looks, and voluptuous childbearing hips, she is going to produce healthy offspring. She will have the capability of producing healthy offspring, provided that the man who provides her with the semination in her station, should I say, is a man of good genes, of good genetic variety. Don't get me wrong in that. And men do like the younger ladies. So it's not really unrealistic expectations when it comes to wanting younger women as you get older. It's just how we see things. But then again, we have that dual standard in society where men are like, yo, I want a younger girl, and the women are like, how dare you, that's disgusting, you pig, blah blah blah. Oh, I sucked my uncle off last night for 5 years, what are you talking about? But then when women get with younger men, it's like, oh, you go girl, so empowered. Oh, that's not disgusting at all, even though you have a vagina hanging like a wizard's sleeve. Moving on. Rena Maycock, co-founder of Intro.ie, said the vast majority of Irishmen looking for partners wrongly believe they can pull a woman 20 years their junior. And they can if the man has the money, he has a good body still, he has his finances built up, but more importantly, if he's a man of high value, he can do that. I'm friendly with women who are like in their early 20s going out with a 40-odd-year-old. So it's not impossible. It's perfectly possible. But I don't think that older women like men their age going out with a younger woman, because they realize that, hey, I'm past my youthful looks at this stage. Men aren't going to go for that. I had unrealistic standards in my 20s, but I can't find someone now because of those standards that I had. So I'm all alone. And men are like, oh yeah, I'm in my prime now. I can find a girl just as young. Brilliant. I don't think women really like that. The firm has The firm then has to have a realist talk with the men over the phone before signing them up to their books to save disappointment further down the line. And men, you should be trying to improve your game anyways in talking to girls. Matchmaking services to me would be a last resort, really. Dating profiles, I would use them. I did use them a lot way back when, because first of all, I used to live really far away from the city, and second of all, I was also very busy with the year that was in it to actually try and go in and set dates face to face. Just the online dating works a lot better for me in that perspective. Miss Maycock shouldn't be laughing, told the Sunday Independent, there are guys in their 50s and 60s coming to us looking for women 20 years younger. Yeah, that's perfectly possible. Depends on how they look. But I've seen a lot of old Irish men who don't tend to take care of themselves, but that's a different generational gap, and we have to tell them that there's absolutely no circumstances that dream is going to happen. But maybe we could look at someone 5 or 10 years younger. Oh men, you want a girl younger? Not gonna happen. Shame on you. Shame on you. If that was me running the company, like, yeah, grand, like, we'll try our best. We can't guarantee any success, but look, if we can get you a girl 20 years younger, we will try. But maybe it's a publicity thing as well, where they don't want to look bad. But if they're there to help people, yeah, realistic is one thing, but not helping them because of what men want, deemed what women want, not totally fair, is it? The dating agency boss says single Irish men's unrealistic expectations are down to an obsession to be seen as successful. I butchered that one big time. I wouldn't say being successful, yeah, but there's a big difference in desiring a woman who's younger and needing a woman who is younger. Because if you need a woman who is younger, it shows desperation that you want to show off as a trophy wife, but desiring means, yeah, I can definitely go for one. But if I don't get her, that's perfectly fine with me. Huge difference. Massive difference. And we shouldn't be in a society where, being in a relationship is seen as being successful, because that's not a very good mentality to have, really. Now, I'm not condoning to go around and bounce on your boy's D all the time, or slide into a girl's vagina all the time. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm really trying to say is that you should be able to be comfortable being with someone or being without them, but more so being without the person. That's what I'm really getting at there. Despite this, they have arranged over 3,000 matches to date. Super. She added, quite a few guys are in competition with their friends. It is not talked about, but it is at a subconscious level. Yeah, but men are envious, and that's purely because their ego is coming into play. If you have men, even myself included, I wasn't partial to this. I was not even vulnerable to it, because it definitely happened to me. I'm really fluffing my words, aren't I? It was the case that I see this guy with the girls, like, oh damn, I get a bit envious. Yeah, don't get me wrong, that was years ago, but not necessarily now. Like, oh, she's a hot girl, very nice, I like. But it's a case where guys who aren't very successful with women tend to get jealous of guys who are very successful with women, and that's not because they hate the guy. That's not the case at all. They'll be envious, but they're angry at themselves on the inside because they're afraid to do anything about it. That's what my experience was, because I've been seeing all these guys get these girls, like, oh damn, I don't like him, but really it was me frustrated at myself because I did not understand what to do to acquire female company, both in the bedroom and outside the bedroom. And it's your ego at play here. It's definitely your ego. And you have to develop that egotistical indifference where you see a guy with the girl and like, yeah, that doesn't bother me. And that comes to women's tests as well. You have to have that egotistical indifference, thinking that, oh, she's going to test me. Is this going to affect my ego? No, just brush it off. Just brush it off. It's like throwing a rock at a little pebble at a piece of armor. Just clinks off. Easy as. Doesn't really affect it whatsoever. because that's what the woman's test is. It's just to get inside that mind and get at you like that. Bit of a tangent there, but nevertheless a one that was needed. She added, oh yeah, never mind. They want to be seen as successful in all areas of their lives. They have a career, the trappings, and they want an attractive young lady on their arm to finish this off. A younger woman is proof that they're still young and relevant. No, not the case. I discussed why men want younger women earlier on at the beginning of this video. I said why. Some men want to compete. Yeah, some men are fully conscious of it. Yes, but how come she doesn't talk about women competing with other women? Because a woman will gladly share a high value man. Don't get me wrong, they will. But have you ever been in an all-female environment? As a fly in the wall, should I say? Because I definitely have numerous times. And noticing that women always try and one-up each other. Now, I'm not saying all women do this. But from my experience, I've noticed that, they'll talk, oh, my boyfriend, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, my boyfriend. Oh, but guess what? I got engaged. Oh, blah, I got engaged, but here's my ring. Oh, I got engaged, but my boyfriend put his 9-inch schlong down my throat last night. It's always a competition. It's always it tends to be a competition now. At times, things will level off and they won't really be at each other. But a lot of times, they're talking about boys who they've been with, and they're always trying to one-up each other. And there's no need for a competition. And being in that environment is really exhausting for a man, because it's how can you go on like this? Is this the only thing you can talk about? And why are you trying to run up each other? I don't give a flying frisbee about your boyfriend, to be honest. Oh great, you got engaged. Well, fair play to you, but stop banging on about how much money he makes by selling cheese. It's not cool. But it is what it is, huh? They want to inspire a little bit of envy in their friends, so their mates can say, God, he's done well for himself. I want what he has. Well, men shouldn't be really doing that just to get at their friends. If you're doing that to get at your friend, really you're not a friendly person. You're just an a-hole. One 65-year-old farmer with a lot of land contacted the agency and thought that he'd be able to snap up a woman much younger than him because a neighbour in his 50s married a woman who's in her 30s. Well, this guy in his 50s will have more land. Farmers in Ireland, a lot of land, and that land can be worth a lot of money. And what does that scream? Security to a lady. He thought that this was the norm, but we had to tell him that his exception, I tried that again. He thought that was the norm, but we had to tell him that was the exception rather than the rule, said Miss Maycock. He thought because he had land, it would be no problem. Well, yeah, I can see her point there. He has to have some solid game as well when it comes to attracting a lady, and he has to have that confidence and charisma. Because yes, while we do primarily rely on our looks while we're younger, and girls as well during the partying phase of their lives, when they're guys and this, that and the other, when they're going for mates, usually it's the attractiveness. But as they get older, it's the personality and the charisma that comes more into play. Goes for guys as well. A woman's beauty fades, a guy's beauty can also fade, but women and men can obviously look after themselves and try and maintain their looks as best as possible, down to a healthy lifestyle and exercise and whatnot. However, looks do diminish, and it's going to be your character, your charisma, and your personality at the end of the day. And that's what's really going to carry you through in relationships in the later stages of life. If you want to correct me in that, by all means necessary, go and correct me. I'd love to hear your opinions. It's even in the comment section below. No. Right. But women have their own careers these days. They are very well educated. They're not looking for money. They're looking for companionship and fun, and someone who can keep them on their toes. Yeah, so women are looking for the butterflies from a guy. Yeah, obviously they don't have money, but you're forgetting one fundamental point here when it comes to this very thing. And the sun's getting to my eyes. Jesus Christ. The fundamental thing she is forgetting here is that yes, women do have the careers, but because women are putting their careers in the forefront, they're sacrificing a family or can sacrifice fat unless they get their eggs frozen. But least not to mention, the higher a woman climbs up the corporate ladder, the more money she makes. She's not going to settle down for anything less. She wants to be someone to be on her level or higher. And to be honest, the amount of men who are going to be on her level or higher is going to be very minimal. But those high value men, what they're going to do is that, because they have the pick of the litter, they're not going to settle for that woman on the top of the ladder. They're going to have much younger women, women who are finer, women who have voluptuous bottoms, and women who are much more easy to get along with. And they're going to go for those girls, and not for women on the top tier of their corporate ladder. Because yes, while those women could be great people, what tends to be the case is that very career, very driven women can be in their masculine, and men want a feminine woman. It's just how it is. They're complementary energies to each other. Now you can give out to me and say, oh, well, dating and development, that's quite bad of you to say that to women. Why would you say that and tell my mom and you? But listen, feminine energy and masculine energy, they're complementary to each other. And when those two mesh together and they melt in one another, it's probably one of the most finest things you can ever see. Yes, that sounds pretty gay of me to say. It's me say that in Ireland. Pretty cringy. Sorry, that's a better term. Pretty cringy. Scrap that one. It's pretty cringy of me to say that. But when you see those kind of things go together, it's just majestic. It's absolutely, it's divine. It is divine. And you wouldn't have it any other way. If you felt that kind of masculine and feminine energy being intertwined, you wouldn't have it any other way. You would not. If you have a masculine man and a masculine woman, those energies are going to clash. There's no polarity. There's going to be no chemistry when it comes to tension for friskiness. Moving on. Miss Maycock, who founded the matchmaking agency with her husband and business partner Fergal Harrington, said a lot of former party boys, now in their late 30s, are contacting the company after seeing their gang of friends settle down. A sense of urgency kicks in. But yeah, that's kind of society dictating to them. You gotta settle. Man, if you don't have a wife by 32, you're doing everything wrong. Shouldn't be the case. They're seeing their friends. Oh, never mind. Men also have a biological clock. No, they don't. What are you talking about? They have spent years enjoying life, partying, going on ski holidays with the 18 of the lads every year. Now all of a sudden they're saying, I've been invited to see 7 or 8 weddings in the last year and I have no wingman to go out with anymore. They don't have a biological clock. What are you saying? Oh my god, they don't. Look at Mick Jagger. I know it's a different context. Mick Jagger is like, what, in his late 70s, and he got a young girl, like in her late 20s, pregnant with a baby. Men have no biological clock. It's just society dictating to men, you've got to get married or you're not really worth anything. That's what she's saying. They're seeing their friends live very, very different lives and starting to panic. There's nothing wrong with bachelorhood. Like, this is why I advocate for men to be comfortable in your own company, to be comfortable alone. This is what I'm getting at, is that yes, you may see your friends getting houses and everything else, but that shouldn't put you into overdrive to make irrational decisions, to do things purely on a whim because you're being overridden by your emotional state. No, you gotta remain logical and rash. Save your money, do something else. Like, focus on your career. That's perfectly fine. Look after yourself. You get younger women when you're in your prime at 35. Miss Maycock said age doesn't seem to be a factor for men until the late 30s. Yeah, because men in their 30s starting to realise that they have the pick of the litter because they've established themselves. They've gotten themselves financially secure if they play their cards right. And plus, they're providing that security to younger girls, which the younger girls would want. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Women have a laundry list of requirements, so why can't men? That was the next video I was going to look at, but I'm hitting like 20 minutes now, so I might do this one later on when I'm not as busy. The second one, should I say. Generally, we find that the age of a woman doesn't matter until the guy gets past 36 or 37. Yeah, because can get younger girls. He's prime. It's like, listen, right? I'm gonna put it like this. It's like a girl going into a sweet shop when she's 18, maybe 16, but let's say 18. She goes to college in a big city. It's like her going to a sweet shop. She has the pick of every sweet she wants. And some girls still deny this, but look, the majority of women will have their pick. Okay, a lot of women will have their pick. Now, men go to college, big city. Do they still have their pick? No, not necessarily. Because when you're a woman in society, you are a woman. But if you're a man in society, you have to earn your place. You have to create yourself. Like, have you ever seen men going on dates with women where the woman pays for everything for the man? I've rarely seen it. But then again, when men go on dates with the lady expects the man to pay for stuff in that. She expects him to do things because that's his burden of performance. That's how I see it. It is. And when you've been around enough with women, and with different women, mind you, and noticing their mindsets and talking to them and that, you realize that men are expected to perform. They are. You have to earn your place. As a man in your 20s, it's going to be very difficult for you to date. I did a video on it not so long ago. It's there why men ages 18 to 25 have the toughest time dating. Watch it. I'm not going to explain it again. Anyways, moving on. But it's not just men who are looking for love. An increasing number of magnificent looking women over 40 are also signing up to the dating agency. Yeah, but let's look at it. Women have a massive laundry list of requirements for men, even when they're in their 40s. Can't smoke, has to make this amount of money, and they'll put it on their Tinder bios. No doubt about it. Women also on their Tinder bios in Ireland has to be 6 foot, must be this, must be that. I've seen it. I have seen it and experienced it firsthand. Oh, gotta be broad-shouldered and muscular. It's there. It is there. The requirements are there. But why aren't women being called out for the requirements? But yet when men have requirements and standards, shame on you. But when women have it, that's fine. More power to you. Now, I'm not saying I hate women or anything like that. That's not the case. But I love the ladies. But I'm just highlighting the double standards that we have. That if there's an article like this written about the ladies, be absolute uproar. There would be. And I don't know why people find it funny to shame men, or to look down on men, or make fun of them in adverts and that. Like, if we were to do the same to ladies, people won't be having it. People won't be having it because it's deemed as misogynist. But yet, if make fun of men, it's not misandrist, it's just, funny man, stupid, ha ha ha, funny, boopy, funny. Anyways, Maycock added, we have, I already said that, we have magnificent looking women in their 50s, and we say their age to the guys, and straight away they say no. Right, it's about trying to get everyone to meet in the middle. But certainly by far the number one problem we have when matching people is great expectations. Right, but what do these women want? Men aged 50, 60? No, but men who are younger. Because it makes them think that, I'm older, I'm still attractive, I'm still desirable. That's what they're getting at. That's what they want the younger boys for. And then you have that old age adage where women say, I want a real man can't handle me. I need a real men don't want me in my age. You're 35. Men just want younger girls. Fertility, it's ingrained in their subconscious, love. So that was really degrading. It's ingrained in their conscious, that's how it is. That's just how it is. You can't fight evolution. You can't be angry at evolution. It is what it is. And it's how it's always going to be. So far, the company has successfully paired over 3,000 couples with members from all 32 counties, ranging from 22 to 80. That is the end of the article. So what's the takeaway from this? Right, check me out. I'm not going to even try and beatbox that. The takeaway is Men, you can have standards. Men, you can date girls who are younger. With great exception, should I say. No young ones, please, below the age of 18 or below the age of consent. I do not condone that. That's quite disgusting, and if that's the case, get help. Men, if you're in your 40s, yeah, it's perfectly fine to date a girl in her late 20s, early 20s. That does happen. That's the case. I have seen it. Your expectations are not that great, but if you have land, that's not going to help you secure a woman. You've got to have much more than that. You've got to be a high value man, more or less. As you get older, men, make sure you keep working out, keep focusing on yourself, look after yourself, eating healthy. Make sure you keep building that muscle and everything else if you can. My advice to ladies is that just because men have standards does not necessarily mean that they're bad people. Women, you also have standards of men, so why can't men have standards? That's perfectly fine with me. Carrying on with that, should I say, if a man doesn't want to be with you because you're X, Y, and Z, that's perfectly fine. Just because, and it goes the exact same for men. Ladies, you say a man's 5'10", you don't want to be with him, then don't be with him. But don't expect to get angry when he tells you that he doesn't date girls who drink excessively or party every weekend. If you're going to give, you're going to have to take. Not in relation to friskiness. But look, we live in a society where people are condoned for their choices in what they want in each other for relationships. Men more so than anything else. If a man wants to date a younger girl, he's a slob. He's using his power in that. But if a woman wants to date a younger guy, more power to her. It's very empowering. We need to stop with that dual standard. It's not very fair. It puts men in a bad light for, various reasons. But it's shaming them for evolutionary choices. They want younger girls. But anyways, I'm just meandering now on this. So the takeaway is, just leave each other alone. If we want a younger girl, we want a younger girl. It's how it is. We're not going to judge you for wanting younger men, but don't judge us for wanting younger girls. It's how it goes. But look, that's not going to stop. Until next time, that's all I have for today. That made no sense. That's all I have for today. So until next time, take care. God bless. Stay safe. Stay safe. Look after each other. And yeah, be better. And yeah, I appreciate all the support so far. Thank you. Take care.